Hello, beautiful people. My name is Rochelle Innocent, and I'm the founder and CEO of Project Purpose. Welcome to our channel. Our community is focused on fostering the intellectual and character development in children. We do this through our parent-child workshops that are focused on 4 themes: autonomy, self-efficacy, compassion, and self-concept, in order to cultivate grit, perseverance, and resilience in each child. And we are so thrilled to be offering one of the first of its kind digital, virtual, and continuous learning environments, enabling parents and children to connect from all around the world. At Project Purpose, our overarching mandate is to renew and rebuild family, community, and relationships. Our different social media platforms provide us with an opportunity to have discussions and to create space on all topics that relate to family, community, and relationships with ourselves as well as with others, with a primary focus on mental health and education. More precisely, the ways that the institutions of mental health and education play a role and have played a role in our societies at large. These discussions and debates provide us with an opportunity to think critically about what needs to change within these structures for us to live up to our bold slogan: support, protect, and empower each child through youth-focused development, better known as leadership in juvenescence. We recognize that in valuing our children's leadership potential, this also translates as recreating and co-creating environments socially and politically that will enable our children to thrive. For those of you who are particularly keen on the topic, we also write thought pieces every other Sunday, and we actually just dropped a thought piece this past Sunday. So be sure to meander over to the website and check out our online content. Now, if it is the case that you are looking for a listening alternative, well, we're available on 12 different podcast platforms for your listening leisure, and we provided you with access to the links in the description down below. Now, as is the convention, be sure to subscribe, hit that post notification bell so that you are aware of every time we post. And of course, if you like these conversations and you want to keep them going, like, comment, and share this segment. Let's get into it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another segment here on Project Purpose. For those of you who are new, we cover topics that relate to mental health, mental wellness, and education on a week-by-week basis. And today our topic of discussion is mental wellness. And on the topic of mental wellness, given that our initial conversation this week was talking about looking at the year past to get a sense as to how you would like to navigate the year ahead, I want to talk about the hot topic of alignment. And I think that this is a really important conversation because with alignment, we can move forward confident that what it is that we go through, what it is that we grow through, has a benefit, has a value add to it. And I think that this is a really important conversation to have because sometimes what we leverage as a guiding light, as a compass as to what direction we go through or go towards is stability. We look for security, we look for comfort, but sometimes those things are completely opposite of alignment. Sometimes what action is aligned to what you need next, and only you will know that, is going to involve discomfort, is going to involve instability, is going to involve breaking away from things that are norms, that are routines, that are traditions. And that can be really scary, but I have to be the guiding light to tell you the things that are scary, the things that take place in life that are hard lessons learned, that can even be sometimes like bittersweet lessons. When they come with inner alignment, there is no regret, there is no remorse, and you see the value add of those situations. And I am someone who prizes alignment over everything, alignment over relationships, alignment over stability, alignment over literally everything, but it can cost everything, right? Like alignment can involve a lot of sacrifice. Alignment can involve a lot of grief. It can involve a lot of goodbyes. And I think that it's important that someone comes on here and tells you sometimes what it is that calls you forward means certain doors need to close. Sometimes we can't have our cake and eat it too. And alignment can mean being honest about relationships that are comfortable, that are familiar, familiar, but should have been relationships that we let go a long time ago. Sometimes alignment means leaving the country that you're in. Sometimes alignment means, saying goodbye to familiar. A lot of it is really saying goodbye to familiar. And I want to come on here and talk a little bit about what that looks like, and talk a little bit about some of the things that you foresee as risks or as, circumstances or experiences that come with you following that sense of inner alignment. They're going to happen. But I think that sometimes what we discount, or sometimes what we don't recognize, is even if they happen and things are a little bit rough and it's not the best time, that alignment keeps us strong. It is an anchor. It roots us. It grounds us through some of those volatile, tumultuous experiences. And I have to say that when it is the case that I know that my decisions are always aligned to what I know helps me fuel my becoming, or helps me stay connected to my highest self, I find that I am steadfast in the face of volatility, in the face of friction, discussion, conflict, whatever happens as a byproduct of me choosing alignment. I am much stronger in response to it, even in my silence, because I know that this is the course for me. And alignment really isn't about an absolute truth. It isn't about getting validation externally. It isn't about following a narrative or an archetype of what success looks like. It's really about listening to that inner voice telling you that this is the thing you need for you for right now. And sometimes people don't understand this, and especially people who have lived their life self-sacrificing, lived their life compromising, living their life ignoring some of the core desires that are at the root of them because it doesn't align with societal expectations, or it doesn't align with conventions. And so they sacrifice themselves. And I have to say, there's going to be a sacrifice on either end, right? You're either going to sacrifice the relationships that you're in, the social circles that you're in order to stay true to yourself, or you're going to sacrifice this inner truth to stay connected to people that probably should have been gone like chapters past. And I don't think that there is a real conflict there by way of which direction I would choose, but I get for some of you, it is a real conflict. Like if you were raised with very strong traditions, if you were raised to please, if you were raised not to rock the boat, then rocking the boat, stepping outside of what is expected of you can be really scary. And I just want to be the voice that says sometimes what scares you is what fuels your growth and the becoming that you know lies dormant within you. And I think that it's important that when we set goals, when we think about development, when we think about next steps and what we can do to satisfy that inner calling or that desire within, that we recognize and are comfortable with the sacrifices that entails. And some of the sacrifices we know prima facie. We know firsthand, hey, if I go this route, it means XYZ doors are closing and these relationships are probably not going to survive that. And I have to be okay with that. But there are also going to be blind spots, like things that you didn't recognize were on the table for sacrifice that you end up needing to sacrifice. And in the face of that shock or of that reveal, alignment is also what carries you through that as well. So I find that when the world around you seems very tumultuous, when everything is shaking, what you can count on to anchor yourself through those experiences, how you trust the process essentially is by aligning, by ensuring that, hey, did I do this? Listening to myself, like, am I aligned? Like, is this chaos for naught, or is this something that I'm comfortable going through because it was an intentional, very mindful, eyes wide open decision that I made, recognizing it was bringing me closer to what I know I really want for myself. And I think that a lot of the times alignment means being comfortable with not knowing, being comfortable with being uncomfortable. It involves a lot of discomfort. And I am someone who likes structure. I like a lot of order. I like to be oriented in a way where I recognize what lies ahead, but I've learned to couple that, to build harmony with that in volatility, in uncertainty, in complexity, in ambiguity, because those are core aspects of being aligned with yourself. It means you step outside of the box quite frequently. It means that you are unconventional most of the time, and that traditions are things that you just bust right through. Like you're just, here's a tradition, kick it away. Tradition here, social norm, don't care. Community that I spent a few years growing with, behind you. I mean, there's a lot of loss that comes with it. There's a lot of opportunity cost in following the things that you care about, but there's also opportunity cost in not doing it. And if you want to think about the future you looking back on the life they lived, I hope that the conversation with yourself isn't, I wish I did, right? Or, I hope that it's like, I probably shouldn't have done that, but hey, it was an experience. Like, I would love for the story that I tell my children and my children's children, or even to myself when I am elderly, that I did everything that came to mind to do for the purpose of alignment. Not just because, like, I'm not someone who throws caution to the wind for no reason, but if alignment requires that I throw caution to the wind, if I'm recognizing that staying aligned means I jump, neck deep into the unknown, unsure of how it's going to go on the other end, then that sense of alignment will help me stay grounded when a lot of things are coming up and I'm not really quite sure what to make of it. So I wanted to come on here and have that conversation with you, help you understand that if it is the case that you are pursuing something that you desire, a goal that means something to you, or if you're thinking about doing that, alignment's going to carry you through that. If you know that that choice aligns with you wanting to stay connected to your higher self. I am a strong advocate for not moving ahead for the purpose of what your community expects of you. I think sometimes we outgrow our community's expectations. Sometimes we outgrow the expectations of our family members, and don't limit your growth to the expectations people have of you, or even the expectations they don't have of you. Sometimes it's what they don't believe that keeps us in a box. And I'm here to say, focus on your sense of alignment. Put priority on that over all of the voices telling you you can or that you can't. So I thought this was an important little tidbit to have on the conversation of mental wellness. And wellness means sometimes focusing on what you know you need to do for you and being your cheerleader when the voices around you are telling you it's not possible, or you shouldn't do it, or don't rock the boat. Rock the boat in every case that voice within tells you it's what you need to step forward towards your becoming. And anyways, that's it, but definitely not all. Before letting you go, I would be remiss if I didn't let you know that we will be going live at least twice a month, every month for the foreseeable future on our Facebook page. So definitely be sure to tune in. Now, these events are paid events, so if you do see yourself participating in our community on an ongoing basis, and I do suggest that you take a look at one of our package plans. Yes, so we do offer package plans over and above our live events, as well as access to webinars and workshops, largely focused on self-mastery over and above those live events. So we do definitely invite you to join in. Now, we are on the road to 1K, so hey, give us a follow us on all of our social media platforms, and we look forward to chatting with all of you, part of our Game Changer community, very soon. We'll talk to you later.